Leslie, you're going to really, really try to use your mic today, right?
I'm going to use my mic and not yell.
And good day to everyone. Welcome to This Is Real. I'm
Wait,
JP
I have
Miller.
to pee.
And This Is Real. Welcome. My name is JP Miller.
My name is Leslie McCarter.
And we're the Regis and Kathy Lee of the Smoky Mountains. Cheers to you.
Or the Real Housewives of Sevier County.
And
What?
best wishes for a new year. But should old acquaintance be
For a new
forgot
year, it's
and
June.
never brought to life? Should
was nice.
sidewalks gleam the
You know what's really sad?
starlit blue
Earlier I was
and
singing.
in marshmallow night.
Did he say marshmallows?
I made up the whole thing.
Did he say marshmallows?
And Are we
Let's talk.
literally saying that Waylon's on the cast now? I mean, is he going to be in the photo shoots?
You need to stop talking.
Because
You know what he does? Look at his microphone sound.
I
get
am
a shot
as
of that
part of
while
the
you
show
do
as anyone.
listen,
I am here. I have value.
you do, and I'm serial.
What is that goes over your ear?
You are my second best friend in Sevier County. Okay, seriously.
Guys,
It's off the rails.
welcome to This Is Real. We're going to talk about our week. JP, how's your week
Say
been?
that. That's what I say.
Pretty sure
We've
that's
already done it.
JP's
I've
part.
already
already
done
done
it
the
like
opening.
20 minutes ago.
I'm
and
bringing the show back in.
I know, but that's not what you
I'm
do.
saving it.
just
You
go,
and your
I'm
hammer
Leslie
over
McCarter.
here. Where is your rag? Your sweat
What?
rag.
I'm not TD Jakes. I'm not going to be like, miracles.
Look how bad
I'm
you're
ju-
sweating.
Shut
Hey,
up.
I
I
just worked out.
Start over. Good day, everyone. Hey, it's JP Miller. This is real.
I'm Leslie McCarter. Glad to have you.
And
Yeah.
I'm Waylon McCarter.
Here we go.
JP said I could be part of the show.
Who's calling?
Oh my
Is it your therapist
Lanta.
again?
Oh, I know who this is, though. Hello? Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
That's a bill collector. Speaking of financial ruin,
Bill Collector.
do you know that... Well, have you never had bill collectors call?
No, we pay our bills.
Some people.
Here's a novel
Listen.
idea. Pay your bills and pay them on time.
Well, guess what? Not everyone has a private plane, as you can...
Now, first of all, it wasn't a
You
plane.
just
It
went
was
to
a jet.
And you just went to the beach, and you buy
And I'm
new
going
hair
again.
extensions all the time. You go to the tanning bed.
Don't with me,
And-
Johnny Depp. Don't with me.
And, hey, if you're wondering about, everyone's always like, JP, your clothes are always so cool. Where do you get them?
Is that what they wonder? The emails are flying in about JP's image and how cool his clothes are.
Wow.
He has a Popeye patch.
I bet.
Zoom in.
Popeye patch.
You can see this patch probably means something as well.
What does it mean?
Speaking of
Why were we
seasons,
talking about?
I don't recall.
speaking of
That'll be cut from the
checkbooks,
I believe that is hearsay.
cut, sorry.
Fan mail. Look into my bag.
Is that from Dora?
I just made it up.
Oh.
Copyright.
Micah did not like having a Dora toothbrush when he was little.
Dora.
It
I
was
wonder
Dora
why.
and Diego.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we called it, I always called it, Micah, get your Dora toothbrush. And he would go, he'd be like 3. It's Diego! Like he would freak out. And I'd be like, Micah, get your Dora lunchbox. And he's like, it's Diego! Like, go crazy.
Aaliyah liked her for a little bit.
Yeah.
And she learned Spanish from her a little bit.
A little bit.
I think that's why she wants to learn Spanish.
What was
today.
one of the songs she would sing? She'd skip-
Backpack.
No, that's not
No,
what I'm
that
looking
was
for.
it.
Hooray! Hooray! It went like that.
I don't know.
Like,
There's a map song.
no, I've got the map. The monster map.
No, that's no.
But Dora sang something and skipped around like, it's a birthday, or hey, it's a party, or Dora, where are you?
Are we
Macy,
doing a game today?
Listen,
We have nothing. I think we
This
should
is
just stop
really-
now and just shoot next week. This
stop it.
No, we've got
This
something.
is really good.
We've got that whole Diego bit.
Oh yeah.
We've got the opener.
Wild. Yeah.
Speaking of checkbooks, I remember when I turned 18, I got a checkbook, right? And so
Checkbook,
I
checkbook.
thought how you bet, because people were like, balance your checkbook once
Yeah.
a month. So I thought balancing your checkbook was writing down how much you spent. Like,
yeah.
I remember I started with
That's
$500 in my checkbook from my mom and dad for our high school graduation. 500 pounds for those of you in the United Kingdom.
That doesn't convert.
So that's pound sterling. So when I would like say, write a check at Big Lots, hashtag, I would be like check number 1073, and the date would be like 4. The dates were never right, and usually I didn't write them because I don't ever know the date, right? So then I'll put like McDonald's 1350, right? And as long as I wrote that down and subtracted from this, I thought that's how you balance your checkbook. And I still don't know if that's how you balance it, or if is that balanced?
Well, writing it down alone is not going to do anything. You have to subtract it from what you had originally.
So I've done that, but I'm saying
that's right.
It's the
close
first time
enough.
she balanced mine. She found $1,500.
Wow,
that was good.
I found like some change in my couch one day.
Do you know Waylon said fount? And then what did he say earlier, Leslie? Spelt. Waylon, we have had a couple of...
What?
We have had a couple of people email us questions asking about the show. And so I thought it would be cool to not tell us what the questions are. Waylon gets that stuff. So he will ask us and we'll have our legit answers. Welcome to time. Fan mail. If you have an idea, or no, mailbag. I like mailbag.
Mailbag's better.
Okay. Mailbag. It's time for the show's mailbag. We love it so much. Give us a letter or drop by any time. Hey, welcome to Mailbag. I'm JP Miller.
I'm here.
That song was worse than last week.
I thought it was very good. Waylon, what's the question today?
This question is from Johnny Wayne from West Virginia.
Yeah.
And he asks, do you and Leslie really fight all the time, or is that just part of the show?
No, we fight all the time.
No, we don't.
What? Like fist fight? Or like argue with words?
Before the show started, we were arguing out there.
But it's not
But no,
arguing
it's not
like
all the time.
we're...
Like brother and
No.
sister?
No, Waylon, we're not brother and
become
sister.
violent?
On the
Only
show.
when it's
No, I don't think
fighting.
we fight, but sometimes, because we definitely don't agree on everything, but who does? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm editing back in. Look like you're happy.
do we fight when the show's not on? I guess so.
I told you, yes, we always
Yes,
fight.
I guess the answer to your question is yes.
Because we just cut out the fighting bit.
Great. Now I got to leave all that in of you fighting so it makes sense.
Waylon, let's hear from your mailbag.
Do we have any other people who emailed us?
We do.
I'll be surprised because we only have 20 subscribers.
We have 141 as of today. All right, Leslie, act like you are enjoying your life.
But I'm not.
It's okay.
Okay, go.
Go.
Whitney from North Carolina asked if we... Why are you laughing?
I'm not. I was just so excited.
Go, read the question.
Okay, this is from Whitney. She's from North Carolina. She asked...
Wait, Whitney. Hi, Whitney.
Well, it's just Whitney.
Go.
She asked if we had any This Is Real gear that she could purchase, and
Like
if
a
not,
shirt?
how she can send us a donation if she would like to do that.
Oh, that's really sweet, Whitney. Well, actually, we are working on some gear. We don't have anything yet, but we do have some cool things coming.
Yes.
But, I mean...
Very cool.
And we really appreciate you wanting to donate to us. I mean, really, I guess you can give it to us on PayPal. I don't know.
I think we...
Sure, I could
Or
put
should
I'll put a donation link in the description.
But we are coming up with merch. Like, I think I'm going to get a hoodie that says, has the hashtag or number sign, miracles. And then it says, like, this is real, or our website
do
or
that
whatever.
again. You got to do the whole bit. Miracles.
Miracles!
No, stop.
And all of you out there that think you're funny like I do, I will have a shirt that says hashtag I'm funny.
So,
even if you're not.
Speaking of shirts, Leslie inspired me to start a shirt business. You'll hear about her shirt business coming soon. It's really going to be a big deal. So I started thinking about, what's my niche?
Niche. How do you spell that? N-E-E-C-H-E?
I was like, what kind of shirts would I like? Like, I'm a good I love a hoodie and a long tee, but there might be a variety of things, even dish towels. So Picture it. Bandanas are still cool. That's what says on the shirt. Most popular, 1993, hashtag. I used to be cool, hashtag 1989. I was a cheerleader, just saying, hashtag this is real. I mean, everything's going to say this is real or JP or Fred's or whatever it is, but these are shirts. Just so you know, I was homecoming queen. My dad was a famous high school athlete. You know how, like, because my dad was always like, here we were in the huddle. Right. It was the football game, and my knee was broken, but they taped it back together, and they hit it from Coach Nelson. And I went and threw the ball over the goalpost, and we were champions of the state. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's my dad was famous high school athlete.
Hashtag state champs.
The glory days.
Yeah, like Waylon was like a wrestler back in the day. Put in a picture of his wrestling thing.
That's when I fell in love with him. Those spandex onesies that you would wear. But I was cheerleading when our team won the state champs.
That's what I'm saying. You would buy a shirt that says, I was a cheerleader in high school. And one that said, this is one will sell. I was in the marching band. People would do that. And then say, peaked in high school. And then, I think I am my mom. That's a tribute to you. I am my mom.
Like, everybody's like, I'm never going to be like my parents. And then later on, I'm not kidding, so many times I'm like, oh my gosh, I am my mom.
I looked down at my hand one day and I went, holy moly, that's my dad's hand.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh.
There was a picture of me and my dad next to each other, and like, I can almost like envision me with no hair. I mean, he does have a little hair, but he's definitely balding. And like, I was literally looking at the picture of me at Pete.
I said Pete.
And I was like, oh
Pete.
My gosh, like, I am my dad.
So
it's weird.
What's interesting, not interesting.
Some of those are good, some are not.
Guess who's interrupting? But that's what I wanted to talk about a little bit today, because we had really good parents growing up. It was different, you know. Mine was very traditional. Yours wasn't really traditional, but you were loved. You know, you were secure. They fed and clothed you, and you were confident. You were taken care of. You know, you weren't abused, and da-da-da. So the way that we function as adults or with your children or relationships or business or whatever is kind of normal. You know, what we consider normal, I guess. Or, you know, I call it Little House on the Prairie-ish, you know, because, you know, I know I've worked a lot with kids that have been abused, neglected, abandoned, you know, kind of thing. And their idea of family is, they don't know what it is. You know, so you're 30 now and you've never had a birthday party. You know, like, I just think, like, I said one day, I was like, you know, when you're in a parade, when you're throwing, like, candy, and he was like, I've never been in a parade. And I went...
Who did you say this to?
One of the kids I had at the home for children. And I said, you've never been in a parade? He said, I've never been to a parade.
Like, things we thought were normal growing up.
Yeah.
I've never experienced.
I've been in a parade and thrown candy, or been on the side. You know?
How many parades have you been in? 5,000. Like me too.
Well, I mean, decent, especially with a dance studio.
I mean, and we just kind of grew up doing that. But when your parents don't take care of you, you don't get a birthday party. You don't get Christmas. You maybe get gifts here and there.
Right.
And the attention you do get is fists. Your idea of home and safety and what's important is not the same thing as if you grew up secure and loved, you know, and that kind of thing. And I think that's one of the things that is so unfair about life, that there's a kid, you know, a child that gets hurt by their parents. You physically try to hurt them. Like, that's what they're trying to do. You're a kid and you get punched by your father in the face, not a spanking. You're 9 years old and you have a paper route. You get up at 4 a.m. every day. And as soon as you get paid every week, your dad takes your paycheck, punches you, shoves you down. You know what I mean? And then you go to church and they're like, shout to the Lord. You know what I mean? How are you supposed to think that... What do you think what a family is?
Right.
You know?
And that's what, look at the world today. My
it's
God.
broken and it's full of that. And But that's why I wore this. When one of my kids at the children's home went into the Navy, he grew up at the children's home, went to the Navy, so he was kind of homeless then, right? Mm-hmm. Because you're just in the military, there wasn't any place to go back to. And he gave me this as a gift at his boot camp graduation. And it's something I probably wouldn't ever normally wear, but it's all the places and stuff he did while he was in service, mm-hmm. which is a pretty big deal. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, that's a treasure to someone mm-hmm. that lived through that,
oh, yeah.
that was in the war and mm-hmm. all that stuff. And he gave it to me, and I thought, that's like one of his most precious items. Mm-hmm. Like the lady that poured her alabaster box perfume on the feet of Jesus. Mm-hmm. What you've done to the least of these, you've done unto me. So whatever your gift is, whatever is precious to you. So the story, of the lady, it was time to wash feet. Lady had some perfume in a bottle. Her alabaster box, perfume is like scented oil,
But it was very expensive.
Yeah,
like it wasn't like her life savings was in that pretty much.
It wasn't like it was Jean Latte. Put that
or Calvin Klein
perfume ad up. I think it's from the 80s. Jean Latte. I think. Maybe I'm making it up. Check it out. Jean Latte. So anywho, the lady washed Jesus' feet, and I think she got her perfume and was like, I want to give you the best thing I have, mm-hmm. the only thing I have. Mm-hmm. And so she did that, and that act of service, changed the world, because we are inspired by that story that whatever we have, and that's a talent or stuff, you might be rich, or you might be a great singer or a really good teacher, or you might be able to work with broken young people. There's a lot of stuff to be done. Mm-hmm. And if we will give our best to the master, I think like this lady did. I mean,
but they thought she was crazy.
Yeah.
I remember this. I don't remember the whole story.
Why are you doing that, stupid?
They were like, I think, didn't even somebody say, Jesus, like, what is she doing? She's spending, almost questioning, to Jesus, like, oh my gosh, are you not going to be displeased with her? And he wasn't.
Right. He said she gave everything she had.
Yeah, I think it was one of the disciples saying, like, they could have given that, they could have sold that and
given
that money to the poor.
Yep.
And so Jesus said, why are you bothering this woman? She has done a beautiful thing to me. The poor you will always have with you, but you will not always have me. When she poured this perfume on my body, she did it to prepare me for burial. Truly I tell you, wherever this gospel is preached throughout the world, what she has done will also be told in memory of her.
Very cool. That story, and we hear that song, we can't play it, but it's amazing.
Oh, I love that song.
It's like you don't know the cost of the oil in my alabaster box. And I think that is whatever you have, give it, surrender it to the Lord, and I promise he will make a way for you that's better than maybe what you were doing. If you're seeking him and following him, give him what you have, and I think that you'll find your way to peace.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So we hope that you are peaceful. What was I talking about? The alabaster box.
You were talking about the jacket.
You were doing so good.
Well, I still am. You weren't there the night it found me. You did not feel what I felt when he wrapped his loving arms around me. And you don't know the cost of the oil in my alabaster. Don't you know that song?
Yeah.
It's a great song. And sometimes I didn't always understand that phrase, you don't know the cost. And sometimes people are like...
Is it like what it cost her to give up?
Yeah.
Basically?
Luke 14:27-28 shares the cost of discipleship. Whoever does not bear his own cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. For which of you, desiring to build a tower, does not first sit down and count the cost, whether he has enough to complete it? Mary knew what she was doing. She had planned out and brought her alabaster box of great worth to Jesus where he was. She sought after him to give to give her gift. When we are seeking to follow Christ, we need to consider what we are leaving behind and be aware of the weight of that decision. The joy of having Christ far outweighs the cost.
Sometimes just even getting up to do a show like this, or you don't have any idea what's going on in my life this morning or yesterday. You guys do, or the day before. But, I've been through a rough patch, but you still have to do what you have to do. And, but for some reason I have a super amount of peace about it because, I just am trusting in God with it. I think he's in control. So You have that story?
Well, I just found this. It's not exactly this, but it says when we give what we can, there may be plenty who don't understand. There may be plenty who ask, why are you wasting your gift or your time? Friends, don't let anyone stop you from sharing your gift the way God has called you. You do what you can, and that's what they did. They thought that her doing that to Jesus's feet was a waste. They were like...
And they criticized her
her. And
isn't that interesting? We didn't even plan on talking about this. I wish you knew. I could tell you everything that's going on in my life right now, but I can't. But wow.
Yeah.
That totally fits. Like, people will try to stop you from doing good,
And
sometimes.
even other Christians, which is really sad. Like
So,
you said, like the Christian or he's obviously not a Christian, but like the parents who are beating their kids and doing all the whatever, and then they're going into church and worshiping the Lord. And no wonder kids are confused these days. That's what they're getting taught Christianity is like. It's not love.
It's a show.
It's just a show. And there's so many Christians out there that are living so legalistic and fake.
And they don't know it. And, if we are those people, because we have been, and we didn't know it.
Sure.
As we've grown, we've all been like that. But the point is, you may have been hurt by that, or you may be in the middle of that, or you may think whatever you think. But I just know from my life that if you're good, if you do what you're supposed to do, when I first started having stuff against me, I was like, I know the voice of my Father. I kept saying that to myself because people were telling me something else, and I was like, but I know the voice of my Father. You know what I mean? Like, I know when he calls my name. You know what I mean? I know it's him. That kind of thing. Even wrote a song called I Know the Voice of My Father. So, anyway.
I have a little story, though, really quick. Waylon and I, we used to attend a church a long, long time ago. This is a long, long time ago. And the church kind of fell apart. This was years ago. But when we were attending that church, we grew tremendously. We were a part of the youth. That's where 3D began, our drama and dance ministry. God was moving and doing something great, and he was doing something great in my life at a young age. We were in our early 20s. And, fast forward about 5-10 years, the church ended up falling apart. And one of the men who were in the church who I looked up to so much, he wasn't a pastor, but he kind of helped with the college group.
He was a leader.
And he was a leader, and he prayed over me. He actually led me through to the baptism of the Holy Spirit. He prayed for me and would pray for us. And he was, a huge part of that church. Well, years later, I ran into this man. And me and my mom actually ran into him, and we saw him, and we stopped, and we were like, how are you doing? What's God doing in your life? I don't even know the exact conversation, but I remember him saying this. I don't even know if I believe in God anymore. Mm-hmm. And that stuck with me. This has been probably 15 years since I've even seen the man. You know what I mean? That's how long ago it was when I ran into him. And still today, I remember running into him and him being like, I don't even know if I believe in God anymore. You know why?
He went from totally sold out, like you knew
out.
It, and then
he
got
was
hurt
burned
by the church.
By the church and the pastor and the things that happened. And now he doesn't know if
he believes in God.
And now I don't know where he is today and what he's doing today. But I remember being like, wow. Oh my gosh, like that crushed me. Like, the thing is, and I learned through this even at a young age, because we got kind of hurt by, we've been hurt by pastors and churches and other Christians before. But the thing is if we let that hurt take us away from Jesus, then our trust and our hope was more in those people and a human than it was in Jesus to begin with.
Yeah, you can't put your someone on a pedestal or a church on a pedestal.
Because they're going to fail.
And that's easy to do.
And then you correlate that with Jesus and God, but that's not
And that's easy for people to do to us.
Yeah.
You know, you've danced professionally in front of people forever, and I've sang, and it's not like we're Regis and Kathy Lee, as we are, but you know, people look up to you, and you know, so you have to you want to be a good example,
right?
You know, but you also want to be real.
Yeah, but that's the thing is you do. I mean, you do want to have, you know, those standards and morals and really try to do your best. But I fail too. I mean, I've messed up. Waylon's messed up. You've messed up. And I'm sure that has made people stand back and be like, well, they're a Christian, you know, and you know, our stumbles can cause someone else to stumble. Unfortunately, it can. That's why the Lord wants us to stay close to him so that we, you know, try our best not to sin, to live in sin and stumble. But it's going to happen. But when you put your faith and trust in a man, they're going to fail you. Yeah. Whether it's your spouse, your kids,
your friends,
your
mom and
parents,
dad.
And then especially somebody in the church, like a pastor. And, you know, like I tell Wayne this all the time, like I can't even imagine being a pastor in a position because eyes are on you all the time. And this man, like, it broke my heart. I remember walking away and just praying for him because my heart was so crushed. I was like, he was such a man of God, loved, so passionate. And what he had done for us and all these young people that he would pray for, he would open his home, him and his wife, they would do meals with us and pray with us. And, like, I grew so close to Jesus during that time. And to hear him say, I don't even know if I believe in God anymore, crushed me.
Yeah.
Now, I knew because the Lord taught me that, okay, Leslie, you might have disappointments, but like your faith cannot be like, it just cannot, you cannot put it in a man, you know? And it's really sad. So it's just a good reminder that we cannot put our faith in a man and that Christians are going to fail us. They're going to fail us. But
and there's work to be done. Our job is to go out and do the gospel. You know, I've said it before. Everyone knows what we're against because that's all we do. Mm-hmm. You know, we just scream, you're sinning, and we're actually sinning, you know, at the same time. But mm-hmm. Anyway, there's a plan, there's a purpose for your life, and God loves you no matter who you are or where you are right now in the place in your life. Think about what your gifts are. What are you going to offer up to him like that lady did, you know, with her perfume? What is it that you cherish the most? What is maybe your biggest deal? You know, it doesn't have to be financial. You know, it can be your talent or where you're calling, and you give that to him and watch the blessings come. So thanks for being with us today, guys. I hope we said enough stuff to make a show that's 30 minutes. And if you're watching us on YouTube, we also have a podcast. And if you're listening to us on the podcast, we also have the show on YouTube. Our subscribers are growing by leaps and bounds, and we appreciate you watching.
You don't know the cost
of the oil.
I'll let you finish it because I can't sing.
Cut
My
it
Alabaster
Box. It is a great song. We can't play with it.
We should add that to
Winans.
We should do that in our gospel.